So hello, my name's Rob and this is Cattle Rabbit Scale Model Studios, and in this video, instead of being like this,
Should have gone to that thing.
I decided to go with the absolute Chad Casey from the Inquisition and head over to Saloon 51. I don't do many conventions and stuff like this, so this was always quite a big thing for me, so I thought we'd have a look and see what it's all about in this video. So Saloon, for those that don't know, it's like a big wargaming convention. Loads of stalls, loads of stands, everyone. If there's something you're interested in, chances are you can probably find it there. Before I get started, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And I do apologise in advance, just if the sound dips out, some's going to be in-house recording, some's not. But the first port of call was to meet up for a beer. Doors opened at 10 o'clock, but 4 pints later, there was no way I was going to get there at 10 o'clock and queue up for absolute hours. So we decided to have a couple of brews. Here you can kind of see in the distance, there's Yo's 2. It was actually hosted at the Excel Centre in London, which is a fantastic venue. And it is absolutely huge. I was really concerned when we got there. And I was like, oh my God, the queue's going to be absolutely massive still. However, walking in, as you can see, no queue whatsoever. But this would have been the queue had you got there at like 10 o'clock. So it's definitely, I mean, there was enough space to run around, as you can see. Definitely a smart move there, I think, on our parts. But entering into the actual convention hall, you can see that it's just absolutely rammed. There's stands all the way around it. There was lots on offer. If you're there for a particular thing, I guarantee you're probably going to find it. I kind of had my eye on some Eastern inspired bits, and there were definitely some stuff there which I kind of achieved my little goal, if you will. I'm not going to go too much into that. However, I do want to talk about some of the people that I got to spend time with and chat to. First port of call was to stop here. This is Neil's Materials. They do a lot for Hollywood sets like latex and stuff like that, resins. And as you can see, like what they can produce is absolutely just uncanny. It freaked me out, like how lifelike it was. But my good buddy Salmon Miniatures, I'll leave a link in the description below and on screen. He just paints, this is the most amazing Space Marines chapter, the Blades of Besamir. Just check him out. Honestly, such a fantastic painter and such a lovely, welcoming individual. I had a blast chatting to him. Now, the next stop was just quickly across the hall, and it's a gentleman that I don't really think needs much introduction.
So I'm here at Encounter Terrain with Joe. Joe, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, this is my computer making factory. I've got a lot of computers, and this one is an automobile, and I'm in the process of making a bridge.
A bridge?
Yeah, it's a secret though, so I won't tell you anything about it. Yeah, pretty much. Whoa. Hey there guys, come in, have a rummage through this giant pit of death.
So that's Joe from Encounter Terrain. Believe it or not, he's actually a good friend of mine. We have been out for a couple of beers in the past. He loves me, really. Just ignore his face. He always looks like that. He's Australian. He's absolutely bonkers. And you know what? I love him, but he does the most insane D&D builds. He's just a really all-round lovely guy. And definitely check out his stuff. Then it was a quick scooch round the corner for another friend of mine that I know. They actually go to the local games workshop that I did, which is ROK Miniatures. They make fantastic 6 to 10 mil terrain. It's all 3D printed MDF kits. I've actually got a kit here that I'll be showing off, I'm hoping, shortly. But they are a lovely bunch of blokes. You can see they were right behind the Encounter Terrain stand. It couldn't have had a better setup. They are just the nicest people. Some examples here, again, of the work they do. And, you know, this is all like 6 to 10 mil stuff. Perfect for your Adeptus Imperialis or just like any epic fans there. Really good stuff. Definitely worth checking out. I'll leave a link to their website below as well. The Titan Owners Club was fantastic. You know, it's always great to see the amount of work that goes into these absolute behemoths of models. Everyone looked like they were, it just looked like there were people just kind of walking up and down the battlefield. It was very cool. There were some amazing tables on display here. which leads me to a little bit of a gripe. Whenever I went up to the table, there was no acknowledgement. It was just people playing games, and it didn't seem that they were that interested about other people. It was like someone playing a game with their mates in front of them, and anyone that came up to them at that point in time basically didn't exist. I thought that was a little bit kind of like, you know, and it wasn't. Some of them had the best tables, but they certainly, I don't think, had the best etiquette, if you will. Hey, that's off the thumbnail. See, it wasn't clickbait. Here you can see the man himself, Mr. Duncan Rhodes. Once again, he was kept very busy at the end of the table, chatting to everyone. I didn't get a chance to go and speak to him. I have met Duncan before. Really, really lovely guy. But in actual fact, I was here for this, which is the Green Stuff World stand, where my buddy Richard, Inferno Miniatures, was showcasing some of the paints Green Stuff World do. I've worked with Green Stuff World before. They are lovely people, and Richard is one of the most loveliest people you will ever meet, and so passionate about painting. Definitely worth checking him out. He's a lovely bloke. Moonstone looked really, really busy, and I'm so glad they were. They are just, you know, they make some fantastic miniatures. They make a really, really good game. My buddy Josh, big Moonstone fan. I didn't even get near the stand because it was absolutely heaving. So do you know what? Good on you, Goblin King Games. Absolutely smashing it. And then walking around a little bit more, the stands were just, it was so numerous. The problem I had with it, if you got there early, you were going to be queuing for a long time. But if you got there late, you were probably not going to walk around and get a chance to speak to everyone, which is a little bit of a shame, if I'm completely honest with you. I didn't find there was a bit of a happy balance. Again, we're looking at the tables, which just look absolutely fantastic. I did notice some of the bigger name influencers. I'm not going to name people. They were just standing around in groups of people. I did meet Louis Sugden, who's always lovely. You know, what you see is what you get. Peachy, I did get to briefly speak to, because for some reason I keep redirecting my own mail to his house now. Don't ask, I blame Shopify. Once again, always lovely, but you know, I think some of them were kind of like a little bit, and I get it, you're there, and because you're in the public eye, you're always going to have these swarms of people round you. It's always 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It doesn't look like they were doing much, but I don't think in retrospect they probably can, because people just aren't going to leave them alone. So, you know, walking around a little bit more, there were not many places to eat. There was one little like coffee thing that you could go to. I weren't too sure about leaving the venue and then walking back in, because they didn't like stamp your hand or give you anything. So I just thought, well, once we were gone, we were gone. So unless you wanted a coffee or brought your own sandwiches, it didn't look like there was kind of too much there restaurant wise. So definitely, if you are going to attend, eat first, spend the whole day there, and maybe get there just about an hour after the queue opens. But that's kind of it. I am going to leave you with some of the pictures I took. I got to admit, this was my first time doing like this big blog type thing. There's me in the hall. I forgot to take so many pictures of just what was going on and stuff like that. Lucky I had Casey with me again from the Inquisition. Again, I'll leave links. They've done some fantastic interviews in the past to back me up here and take pictures and then happily send them over to me. It was cool. I definitely think I'll go again next year, but I think you need to go with people. You need to go a bit more prepared. And I think you need to kind of have a few bits in mind with what you want to do. If you're going to go there to demo stuff, then that needs to be your first port of call. If you go in there looking for a particular, I don't know, pirate themed stuff or sci-fi stuff, you know, you are going to find it, and it is definitely worth the trip. But it is very, very busy, and it didn't seem like the facilities were that great. But I did have an absolute blast. I really enjoyed it. There's Richard. He's such a lovely guy. I knew I took a picture of him. But look, that's it from me in this one. On like a little travel blog. Look, I've turned into a lifestyle channel. But look, that's it from me in this one. I'll see you all next time. God bless and take care.
Right, ready? Better, harder, faster. Love it.
Not look tired, that's the thing.